enough. Look, if you want to build a business credit profile faster and score faster than you are, then you're going to love this training, because I'm going to break down the 10 top reasons that I found helping over 60,000 entrepreneurs through the business credit building process that will actually slow down your process, even stop your process. I mean, look, our clients get to the end of the business credit building process in about 4 to 6 months. Most people that are not our clients are taking 2.5 to 3 years to get to the same point. So what takes somebody 3 years to get to where somebody else gets in 4 months was these top 10 things. So by the end of this training, you're going to know the top 10 reasons that your business is not growing. And you're also going to know the things to do to fix that so your business credit will actually grow faster. So this is literally the recipe for success if you are looking to quickly build business credit or running into hurdles where you're not able to build your business credit as fast as you would like to be able to build it. So I'm not going to delay and do a big intro here. I just want to jump into number one of the top 10 reasons in no particular order that your business credit is not growing faster than it actually is now, or that it should. Your business credit is not growing as fast as it could or growing as slowly as it is right now. First of all, is you don't have enough accounts reporting. Business credit building is very much about how many trade lines or payment experiences you have on your business credit reports. The more of these accounts you have on your business credit reports, the more types or tiers of credit become available. So if I want to get a Visa card, a MasterCard, American Express card, well, auto financing without personal guarantees, well, the key is to add as many accounts as quickly as possible to my business credit reports and scores. So every time you're delaying adding more accounts than you can actually add in that stage, well, then you're slowing down the process. Now, typically, you're going to get at least 3 to 5 of these accounts reported to even start getting into credit with most major retailers. You're going to need about 8 accounts reporting to get many types of fuel and fleet cards. And you're going to need about 14 accounts reporting to get most kinds of Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or what's called universal credit, and to get auto financing. So if you aren't getting where you want to get to, you just don't have enough accounts reported. The same thing with lenders that are offering credit lines and loans. If you're not able to get the loans and credit lines you want to get, then it's because you don't have enough accounts on your business credit reports. Look, I can't say this enough. I'm starting with this one because it's one of the most important aspects of building business credit. Your success is 100% based on how many accounts you have. The more accounts you add to those reports, the more types and tiers of credit become available, the easier it is to get loans and credit lines. So the response here, the answer, the solution is to add as many accounts as you can in every stage of the process. If you need 3 starter vendors to start building a business credit profile, get 6, get 7. When you get to the retail aspect of business credit building where you're getting credit cards with stores, don't just get 2, get 10. You're not damaged on the credit score side like you are as a consumer if you get a lot of credit really quick. So you're better off to get as much credit as you can in every stage and tier of the process and use that credit so that way it overcomes this hurdle that will slow you down and get you to faster and better results. Number 2 of 10 reasons that your business credit is not building faster than it is. And by the way, if you're just coming in, give me your company name. I'm going to give you a shout out right here on the live stream and get you like a ton of exposure. Thousands of people will see this. Is like free advertising. You can't beat that. So number 2 of 10 is that you actually do not have, you do not have enough vendors actually reporting the accounts that you have. Keep in mind, 90% of those that will issue you credit do not report the credit they give you to a business credit reporting agency. Over 90%. So actually somebody just came to me yesterday and said this exact same thing. They actually got a message on Facebook and said, hey, I need help. And here's my problem. My problem is that I thought my business credit was good because I have some credit cards, I have my DUNS number, and I'm set up with Dun & Bradstreet. But then I went to get a credit line and got denied because I don't have good business credit. Can you please help? What's going on? I said, look, you fall into the trap a lot of people fall into. You think you have accounts reporting when you don't. And that's a problem. So keep in mind, 90% of vendors don't report the credit they give you to a business credit reporting agency. So you need to be monitoring your business credit reports and scores. And you also need to be asking every vendor you're getting credit with if they report the account that you have to the business credit reporting agency. Don't think just because Chase is giving you a business credit card that they're reporting that credit card to the reporting agency. A lot of cases, they're not reporting it anywhere, or they're reporting it even worse on your consumer credit. Sometimes they are reporting on commercial credit, and sometimes they're reporting to both consumer and commercial credit. So before you ever get a credit card, whether a retailer, a Visa, MasterCard, a loan, ask them, do you report my timely payments to a business credit reporting agency? And if so, which one? And then if given a choice between 2 credit cards or 2 loans, go with the source that's actually going to report the payments to a business credit reporting agency. Remember, a lot of vendors are not reporting, and you might think that they are, and that gives you a false sense of having established business credit when you don't. Easiest way around it, pull your business credit reports and monitor them. You can get that at creditsuite.com/monitoring, and ask vendor and credit issuers before you apply, even lenders, where they report, so you know that account's going to report to a business credit reporting agency. You're not just hoping that it does. And by the way, we've got Sugar Leaf CBD is in the house. Thank you very much for coming in and saying hello. I appreciate it. Give me your company shout out, a company name right here, and I will give you a shout out. Number 3 of 10 reasons your business credit's not growing as fast as it could be is late or inconsistent payments. Look, in the business credit world, almost all of your primary scores are based on payment history. Experian, Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet, the major component, 85 to 100% of their main score in the business credit reporting agency is based on one thing: how you pay your bills. That means you have direct control of how good your scores are, and your scores directly control the interest rates that you're going to pay on loans or credit lines. So if you want to get better terms, longer terms, lower interest, then you need to make sure that you have timely payments reported on your business credit reports. Remember, as a consumer, you can be 30 days late before it hurts you. But as a business, even 1 day late will hurt you. So you have to make sure that you're paying your bills on time or early. That is the absolute most important key to being able to have good business credit scores. So if you're not building business credit as fast as you want, well, there's a good chance your scores aren't good. That's why other sources are not approving you. The easiest way to fix that is adding more accounts to your business credit reports that you're paying on time or early. If you're doing that, then that's going to give you good scores, and those good scores are going to open up and unlock all different types of funding and credit for your business. Number 4 reason that your business credit's not growing as fast as it could is that you have high utilization. Look, your main credit scores in the business world, like the Paydex score from Dun & Bradstreet, are not based on anything other than payment history. Payment history is all that matters. But you have to remember that business credit reporting agencies have about 5 scores that they're giving to lenders and credit issuers. And about 3 or 4 of those 5 scores take into account things like utilization. So by having high balances on your credit cards, you're not hurting your primary scores with the reporting agencies, but when lenders want to look at more than just one score, you are damaging those other scores as well. So try to acquire high balances and pay them off. It's this process that lenders and credit issuers want to see. They want to see you're using the account. They want to see you're using a lot of the available credit you have, but they also see that you're paying it off. And it's that history that you're creating that makes them more likely to be able to lend you loans, give you credit lines, and give you business credit cards as well. So try to keep that utilization down, but still use those accounts that you have, acquire high balances, and pay them off. It's that process that lenders mostly want to see to lend you higher loan amounts. So if you're not getting the amount of approvals you want to get, the amount of loans, credit lines, or credit cards, this is probably a factor. So make sure that you are utilizing those accounts, but you're paying those off. Number 5 of 10 reasons that your business credit's not growing faster than it could is that you just have limited time in the business credit profile, in the business credit system. So if you're following all my trainings and my steps, you're building business credit very quick. And that can still inhibit your scores in some cases. You'll even see on your business credit report that the reason the score isn't as high as it could be, or the reason that your risk is higher risk, is because you don't have a lot of time in the business credit reporting agencies. This is why I'm telling you, you need to start building business credit as soon as you possibly can. If you haven't already, you're not too late, but you are too late. Like, you need to get started immediately, because your time with that bureau factors into many things, including your business credit scores. So start building business credit as soon as you have a business, as soon as into the process of launching your business as you possibly can, because that time in bureau does have an impact on your scores and does have an impact on the comfortability that lenders and credit issuers have in giving you access to money. And thank you for coming in, GDTV. I appreciate you coming in. Make sure you coming in and giving me your company name. And I'm going to give you a shout out, give you a ton of exposure here. And that brings me to number 6 of 10 reasons. And if you're just coming in, don't worry, I will recap these in the end. The number 6 of 10 reasons your business credit is not growing as fast as you'd like to, which is errors on your business credit report. Your company name is wrong. Your address is wrong. You've missed accounts that should be on there. Look, here's the problem. If the business credit reporting agencies have data reported to them that they don't know belongs to you, they're not going to put it on your report. So your business name, your business address, your business industry, or NAICS code. Those are the three ways that the bureaus are relating information back to your business. So you need to make sure that whenever you're applying for credit and financing, and the bureaus have the right spelling of your name, the correct address, and the actual correct NAICS code or industry code that your business is in. If not, you have the risk of things being reported to a reporting agency like D&B and then not showing it on your report because they don't know that you are the one that is supposed to actually be linked to that account. So you have to make sure that all that information is congruent, and you also need to make sure that you're looking at your report regularly for errors. Is your NAICS code accurate? Is your name accurate? Is your address accurate? Are the information on your business credit reports accurate and up to date? Not just your trade lines, not just the reporting of an account, but all of that information about your business needs to be accurate. That's what the bureaus are using to take other information and link it to your profile and score. Look, don't forget this ever. This is one of the most important things it can teach you about credit reporting. A lot of people think that they have a credit report with a reporting agency. That's not a thing. It doesn't exist. No consumer or commercial credit reporting agency has a credit report for you. It doesn't happen like that. What happens is there's all this data floating around in Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion system. When somebody requests a report, you or somebody else, they take all the data they believe is yours and they pull it out from there and they put it into a report and populate that report. So the key here is that all this data that's floating around there that is yours, we want to make sure they know it's yours. So when they pull it down into a report, all that data gets pulled down into the report. And we do that in the business world by making sure that our address, our name, spelling of our name, and our NAICS code is correct when we're applying for credit financing and on our credit reports. So always be checking your credit reports for accuracy. Yes, the reporting of those accounts and how they report is important, but the information about your business at top is most important, including your NAICS, address, phone number, those type of things as well. And by the way, 77T Adams is in the house from Adams Electric. Thanks for coming in. And Dizzy is in the house from DSH Trucking LC. I think it might be DSH Trucking LLC. Thank you all very much for coming in. Give me your company name right here in the chat, and I'll give you a shout out on the actual stream. Okay, so that brings me to number 7. You have a lack of credit mix. You can't just go load up on starter vendors. You can't just load up on store credit. You want a mix of credit showing on your business credit reports and scores. We want starter vendors. We want vendor accounts with retailers. We want fuel cards if we have any need for them. We want auto financing on there. We want Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or what's called universal credit on there. We want all this type of credit on there, but then we also want loans on there. We want credit lines on there. We need to have a good mix of accounts on our business credit reports, or if all I have is credit cards, it's going to be harder to go get a loan. If all I have is credit cards, it's going to be harder to go get a credit line. So we always want to ask lenders that we're getting a loan, that we're getting a credit line from, that we're getting a credit card from, those credit issuers, who do you report to? And if they report to a reporting agency, we want to potentially consider using them versus another lender or credit issuer who doesn't report the credit. And in doing so, this will help us build a mix of credit. We want credit cards, we want loans, we want credit lines, we want all of them reporting to a reporting agency. You also need to make sure that you're getting as many accounts on those business credit reports as possible. I was just speaking at an event yesterday with my daughter, our first time speaking together. And somebody came up to me and said, hey, I have an American Express card in my business. I have a Dun & Bradstreet number. I think I'm set. And I said, look, that's one of the biggest problem business owners make. You're using one credit card to fund your business. So anybody that's looking at your business credit reports, most they're going to see is one account. Dun & Bradstreet won't even give you a credit report if you have one account. You have to have 3. So what we want to do is spread out our spending. We want to use Staples for office supplies. We want to use Apple for our phones. We want to use HP for our computers. We want to use Best Buy for our electronics. I'm not saying use those vendors specifically for those purposes, but you get the idea. I want to spread out my spending across multiple different vendors and credit cards, so that way I'm building a bigger history, and this is helping me have a better mix of credit that I actually have, okay? So, and Dizzy says, hey, I learned a lot from you. I just recently and finally got my business Equifax score reporting. It's currently at 563. Dizzy, congratulations, man. That's awesome. And again, keep at it. The more you keep building, the more you keep following these kind of trainings and following the tips that I'm giving you, the more success you're going to have. So I love that success. Congratulations to you. Okay, so that brings me to number 8 of 10. reasons your business credit's not growing as fast as you'd like it to be. And that's just improper business setup, okay? So what I mean by that is that we talk about this all the time. It's called fundability. You can go to creditsuite.com/foundation. And at creditsuite.com/foundation, you get a mini course where I walk you through this entire thing. And you should get that mini course because it's old school. I'm like in some like dark corner of my office. It's hideous. I need to refilm that whole thing. So if you want to see a hideous version of fundability, then you go check that out at creditsuite.com/foundation. But here's the deal. You need to have a DUNS number with Dun & Bradstreet. You need to have a separate address and phone number for your business. You need to have an LLC or a corporation. You need to have an EIN. You need to have a professional website, professional email address as well. You should get a license for your business, a bank account for your business. If you don't have these things, then what's going to happen is some sources will approve you and some won't. So when I was speaking yesterday, somebody raised their hand in the audience and said, hey, I use my home address. I've used it for a long time. Is that okay? And I said, let me give you an example. Amazon will absolutely give you a corporate credit card with a home address. Walmart will absolutely not. So that really is how fundability works. It's how setting up a proper setup works. Is that if you skip a step, like you're using a home address or you're using a cell phone or you're not using a professional email address, some sources will still approve you. And it gives you this false idea that it's okay because some people are approving you, but others absolutely will not. Just like Amazon will approve you with the home address and Walmart will not. So what happens is if you don't have your business set up and structured properly, then you're going to get some kind of approvals and other approvals you just won't get. But you're going to miss out on a lot of the credit card, the loan, and the credit line approvals you could have got if you just would have set up your business the right way. So feel free to go to YouTube and just search fundability or business setup, and you'll find my trainings on that. And you also can go to creditsuite.com/foundation and get my hideous looking master course where the content is still good and walks you through how to set up your business for your credit. That brings me to number 9, over reliance on personal credit. Okay, I literally am about to finish this and go do duets on my TikTok channel, which is really easy to find, by the way, because it's at Business Credit on TikTok. And I'm doing duets speaking to this same thing where somebody's like, don't even do that vendor business credit building stuff. Just use your personal credit. That's a horrible idea. If we want to get away from personal guarantees, if we want to get away from personal credit checks, if we want our business to be able to stand on its own, then we need to start the separation of consumer and commercial credit and stop the reliance on our consumer credit. So what that means is we want to be building a well-established business credit profile and score and start using that as a means to start qualifying for credit instead of using our personal credit check for approval instead, okay? This becomes very, very, very important because the more reliant we are on consumer credit, the more we're going to have to use it for personal guarantees, credit checks, the more other credit financing will always be based on that. If we want our business to stand on its own, if we want our business credit profile to help our business fund itself, we have to start getting away from guarantees, start getting away from credit checks, and start letting our business credit profile and score lead the way, especially on credit cards. I understand some loans like SBA, you may never be able to do that. But most types of credit cards you can, and many types of loans and credit lines you can. So you got to stop this over-reliance on personal credit, or you're just going to be growing your business credit slower than you actually should be. And Mo Green is in the house. What's up, Mo Green? I love your name. And I love your little green grass picture on Facebook as well. And 77T Adams says, yeah, game changer when you start separating the personal from business credit. So true. I'm doing that way better now. Good job. Good job. And again, as you're seeing 77T Adams, because you come on here a lot, you're then, as a result, growing your business credit faster, which is the key. Number 10, low or no credit activity. Man, so many people ask me the wrong question here. They say, how fast can I build business credit, right? So what they're trying to do is get accounts that report, use them for as little money as they can, and then they want to move on to the next accounts. But you have to keep in mind that your business credit reports do not have your credit limits on them. Look at them. They don't have a credit limit. They have the recent amount of credit you've used. So the reporting agencies are telling you what lenders and credit issuers care about. They don't care about your limit. What they care about is how much you're using that credit that you're given. If I have 10 accounts on my business credit reports and the most I've spent on any of those accounts is $100, I am not going to get a $5,000 or $10,000 credit card approved. But if I have 2 accounts on my business credit reports and I used $3,000 on one and $2,000 on another, I almost guarantee your next approval is going to be for $5,000. So if you want higher approvals, you have to use the credit you're given. And why this is important is you need to stop getting credit with vendors that you're not even going to use, or they don't even sell stuff that you're going to actually buy. You want to get credit with vendors you're actually going to buy stuff from, and buy stuff from them regularly and acquire that balance and pay that down. That's what will get you higher limits on future accounts. So you've got to make sure that you're using the credit at least every 6 months, or it won't even calculate into your score. Okay, and you need to make sure that you're putting balances on there, acquiring balances, paying them off. That activity is what lenders and credit issuers want to have. And you need to make sure that you're using that money. The more you're acquiring, the more you're actually spending on that account, and the more they see you're spending, the higher your future approval limits will be. You get it, right? If I'm Chase and I see somebody with a business credit report that has 10 accounts and the most they've ever spent is $100, I don't want to give that person credit. Why would I want to give them credit? They're not even using any of the credit they're getting. But if somebody else comes in and has 4 accounts and they're using $2K a month here, $3K a month there, $4K a month there, I want that person because I see that they're getting credit, using the credit, and paying it off. That's the exact person that I want to lend to. And that's how their algorithm looks at it and where they're sending you pre-screened offers instead of you chasing them. So there you have it. There's the top 10 reasons your business credit is not growing fast as you want it to be. I'm going to recap all 10 for you really quick. And an ambitious Jamie. Well, I love you too. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming in and saying hello. All right. And Dizzy and 77T Adams, 2 of my favorites, are in the chat right now talking to each other. I love it. You're helping each other out. That is what I love to do, is foster a community where we all lift each other up and help each other out. So let's recap the top 10 reasons your business credit's not growing as fast as it should. Number 1, you don't have enough accounts reporting. Remember, the number 1 factor you should care about is how many accounts are on your business credit reports. The more accounts you have on there, the more tiers of credit become available, the more likely lenders and credit issuers are to lend you money. Number 2, the vendors that you're getting are not reporting. You're trying to go out and get credit with vendors that are not reporting the credit to a reporting agency. Remember, 9 out of 10 accounts do not report to a credit reporting agency. So you need to check your business credit reports and scores regularly. You can do that at creditsuite.com/monitoring. And the second thing that you want to do is you want to make sure you ask a creditor, ask a lender before you get the account, who do you report to? And if given a choice, you always want to go forward with a credit issuer or a lender that's going to report your timely payments to a business credit reporting agency. That'll help you build business credit even faster. Number 3 is late or inconsistent payments. Remember, your primary scores with the reporting agencies are based on how you pay your bills. All we have to do to get good scores is pay our bills on time or early. Remember, 1 day beyond the due date is called a 1 day beyond terms, and it hurts our credit. So we need to pay everything on time or early. That will get us good scores, and good scores will help us grow our business credit faster. It helps us get more approvals easier, and it helps us get better terms. Longer terms, lower interest. Number 4, high credit utilization. Even though the main credit score from each reporting agency is only based on payment history, they have 5 scores each. And their other scores take into account things like utilization. So we want to acquire balances on our cards, but we also want to pay them off. It's important that we show credit issuers that we're actually paying off that credit that we're actually acquiring. Number 5, we have limited time in the credit bureau. Remember, we want to start building business credit as soon as we can, because the shorter time period that we're in, the shorter time period that the reporting agencies have for us establishing credit, then the lower our scores are going to be. So we want higher scores. We want more approvals. In order to do that, we need to get into the business credit reporting agency as soon as possible. Start building business credit as soon as you can. If you haven't already, you need to start now. The minute you start any business, one of the first things you should do is start building that business credit. Number 6, errors on your business credit reports. Remember, it's not just about the accounts reporting that have errors. It's about your NAICS code. It's about your address, your name of your business. That's how the bureaus link accounts to you. So if that information is incorrect, there could be all types of credit reporting about you that they don't know is you. So you got to make sure that your information is up to date on those business credit reports and check it regularly. Number 7, you have to have a credit mix. We want credit cards. We want loans. We want credit lines. We need to be asking when we apply for credit financing, do they report to a business credit reporting agency? And we want to try to get loans and credit lines reporting, not just credit cards. And credit cards, we want to get store credit cards, starter credit cards, fuel, fleet cards. We want to get Visa, MasterCard, Universal cards. We want to have a nice mix of credit. That's going to help us attract the right mix of funding for our business as well. Number 8, improper business setup. Separate address for our business, separate phone number for our business. We need a website, professional website, email address, professional website, email address, a license, a bank account for our business. Okay, we need to have an LLC or a corporation, an entity set up. We have to look credible. If we don't look credible, we don't have our business set up the right way, some vendors will approve us and others will not. So again, if you don't have this one step right, you're going to see maybe 50, 70% decline when you're trying to get money. You don't want that. You want to get an 80, 90% approval rate. You're only going to do that if you have your business set up and structured the right way. Number 9, over-reliance on consumer credit. Hey, it's okay to use consumer credit if you've got good scores to get yourself started. But at some point, you need to start building this business credit profile and score. And as you're doing that, you want to start less using your consumer credit report score. You're still going to have to use your consumer credit for SBA loans. But most types of credit cards, you could just use business credit to get. Almost every kind of business credit card, auto financing. And a lot of loans and credit lines, business credit makes it easier to get approved without you needing personal credit. The more you actually build business credit and the less you actually use your personal credit, the easier it is and faster it is for you to get more and more accounts without personal guarantees or credit checks, and the faster you're going to be able to build your business credit. And number 10, low or no activity. You've got credit. You're being issued credit. You're just not using it. You're just trying to use it a little to get a reported account and move on. That's not what you want to do. You want to use that account and pay it off. Then seeing that you're using it and acquiring a balance is what's going to get you higher future approval limits. You can't even get a Visa or MasterCard on your business credit report unless you have at least one account with a $10,000 high limit. Now, our clients get there in 30 days. They're getting there in 30 days because of this kind of advice. They're actually using the credit that they're given. So make sure that you do that. So there's my 10 top tips for growing your business credit even faster than what you are now. And Melissa says, hey, Ty, it's Melissa. My current new business is a startup, needs seed funding. So keep in mind, there's a few. Melissa, by the way, I'm going to put this up on the screen so everybody can see who I'm talking to. A lot of different ways to get seed funding. Business credit is one of the easiest ways that you could actually get money to be able to launch a new business. You can find out more about the step-by-step process, Melissa, by just grabbing our free guide. It's at creditsuite.com/EIN. That's creditsuite.com/EIN. I am going to pull that up right now just so you have access to that. So that will give you the step-by-step process to build business credit. It's one of the easiest ways to be able to fund a startup. Now, if you're also looking for seed capital, we've got a few other options here. You can look on the equity side at angel investors. We want to start with people that are in our circle first, get some of them to commit funds. Then we can go out to Angel Investor Network or any of these platforms to actually put our project up and raise money for unaffiliated angels or people that we don't know. Then on the debt side, we want to look at anything you can get based on credit or collateral. It's a new business. You don't have revenue yet. So you want to look at what assets you do have. Do you have stocks, bonds, 401ks, IRAs, all the cryptocurrency, any kind of personal asset you have could be leveraged to get financing, Melissa. The other thing that you want to keep in mind is that you're also able to use good personal credit for you or somebody else. And there's a program called Credit Line Hybrid, and your credit or somebody else's can get you up to $150,000 in funding for that. So they're some of my best advice to help you get seed funding to be able to start your business. Okay, and I love Mo Green says great stuff, appreciate that. And 710 Adams says, when you plant a tree 10 years ago? Do it now, build it, love it. Mo Green, does startup business have processing time to get equipment? No, you can get equipment financing right as a brand new business. And you can get it with like 500 credit scores, like mid 500 credit scores. Equipment leasing requires about 1 year in business to get approved. But you can absolutely get equipment financing even with bad credit, even as a brand new business. Oh, and by the way, Mo Green, I'm just guessing here that you're in the lawn and landscaping industry just because your name is Mo Green and your Facebook profile picture is just grass. So here's the thing. You can build business credit and one of the best accounts out there for you is John Deere. You can get $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 limits at John Deere that you can use to buy equipment besides equipment financing, which you can also use for mowers. And that John Deere credit you can get only based on business credit quality. So just by building your business credit, When you get about 10 accounts on there, you can qualify for John Deere, and that should be able to help you buy a lot of the equipment that you need for your actual lawn and landscaping business as well, which you just confirmed that is the industry that you're in. So thank you all very much for tuning in. Here's a QR code. Scan the QR code to go to creditsuite.com/EIN. I ain't selling nothing. It's 100% free to grab that guide. And that guide will map out the exact steps to build business credit. It's been downloaded over 1 million times. It literally is the most downloaded guide ever of all time for business credit building. So make sure you grab that, and it'll give you a lot of the steps you need to succeed. And if you got value from this training, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe, and keep your eye out for our next training where we talk about more cool ways to get the money you need to start and grow your business. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.